position and work it out. But what I see in that particular equity was I was planning for a retracement. So I was looking at that target
And we're live.
right around 80, 85, $86 share price is where I was looking for the most quick return I could make on it.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Bullish Bears. We are live on YouTube. Don't forget to click like, subscribe. We're going to be here with you for a little while, and then we're going to take it to our Discord with our members, where we can get a little more in depth. Want to give you a little taste of things. So we got a few things on the board here. IMUX, SOBR, and Ford and SPY, and we're going to follow a little price action. Good morning. Sorry to cut you off, Jeremy. Good stuff. Isn't this good stuff?
Sorry for cutting you guys off.
Well, we're on YouTube. Say hi to the world.
Hey, world.
There goes my screen. Did it just cut off on you? All right, here it is. My screen blinks every morning.
Ford's overnight gap down was horrendous.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got lots of noise happening in my background. Sorry about that. If you can't hear anybody, then I'll do my best to do my best to answer questions that folks you can't hear them. Sober is moving. That's a sobering thought. It just broke all those levels I just put out there. Let's see. We're going to let SPY shake out its thing, figure out what it's going to do today. And let's go look at a couple of penny stocks here, though. Let's go find some levels for them. And what do we do to find levels? We do what we always do. We look left. Now, I'm going to go, and I'm going to start on a 2-hour chart. 2-hour chart, a 2-hour. Okay, so Sober's got some movement here. Don't you see that? Look at that. We got some movement we can have. It's already crossed my lines. So I'm just going to do price lines. How's your weekend, Jeremy?
Busy. Really busy.
Busy.
I put in.
Yeah, my buddy got married. It was a great weekend. Sent him off wonderfully in style. Great time.
Very, very cool. Sometimes.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
Friday night, I left a little early because we were taking the kids to the Halloween festivities over at Busch Gardens, and put in just a hair under 19,000 steps in like 7 hours that we were there.
Goodness gracious. All right.
Sounds like one of my favorite shifts back in the day.
What I'm doing is these little red lines here, these are called VWAP. I call them VWAP bends. I mark them red because I use my VWAP. These are my own color codings, so your charts are going to look different. If you're with TOS, they have some defaults, but I kind of give my stuff its own colors. And red is my VWAP. I have that for a reason. It's the crimson thread. Okay, so what we got here is this VWAP. Ooh. Ford. We're coming back to Ford. I just wanted to get a couple of price levels there. On the 2-hour, see if we got anything further back that's going to give us any indication. Sure we do. Look at this mess over here. All right, and price is currently at 340. So we're down around here somewhere. Ooh, look at that. What is this? This is a candle right there we're in. Right there, 352. We got a little gap right there at 411. This bar. Not saying it's going to make all these moves today, but that gives us a little bit of a price ladder of some areas where we can look for some interesting things to happen. Let's go ahead and go back to the 1-minute chart on it. We see we're going sideways on IMUX. Hello, baby. And I see Ford pooping. I knew it, dadgummit. I knew it was going to go down. I watched the MES last night, and I said, no, we're going down today. Look at this. We just built that previous VWAP right here, that red line. And look how price just kind of playing around with it. Those previous VWAPs, previous day, any type of previous VWAP, price will come back to it. It's more than it's not just a moving average. It's not a moving average. It's that volume weighted average price, and price likes to come back to those lines and build off of them. So we could see some good moving here. Now remember, on penny stocks, the killer about penny stocks is that these things will sometimes just wick to a level. So if you're going to get into a penny stock, I always recommend that you know where you're getting in. We like to get in around that 8, right? When that price comes back to that 8. And then you, as I did in the video this week, our stop losses could be the 15 or the 20. Now that's a pretty big stop loss for the 20. I like it when I see price coming above VWAP. That's a bullish sign. See what it did? We just talked about those wicks. So what I like to do is if I get in here, then I'm going to put in a stop loss, and then I'm going to put in my order for that price line that I drew, so that if price just wicks to it, it's not going to be, I'm slow. I don't have hotkeys with this thing, and then I don't have to worry about my reflexes. I get profit. So that's the way to do that. I did get up earlier, so I sound like it, huh? And they're off. All right, so and I have some levels. I didn't color these levels. These are my shadow boxes. And I like my shadow boxes. This is possibly a demand zone right here, where price could come back and you could get in and we could go up, possibly. So we have to wait and see. It's still early in the market. I was looking at some of my charts and my journals last night, and I was realizing that some of my best trades in penny stocks, I actually did more like a pivot trader than anything else, Jeremy. I would find my demand zones like this, and then like usually in mid part of the day, like 1:30, you see all this craziness, and the price would come back, and all I would do is I would set my order for that demand zone, and then I would set my stop below it, so that just a little below it, because usually if it's a true demand zone, it won't come back down too far, and then I could take profit. I mean, I was looking at, so I was kind of FOMOing myself. I was like, I missed my big account when I could just go in and get 300 shares and make $200. It's like,
PEGY was perfect for that.
yeah. Yes, it was. PEGY certainly was. Lucy was too, toward the end of the day. So Sober's moving. Look at that. Sober is moving. So,
Straight parabolic on wave 2.
yeah, and this guy, Spy, we look for him to come down, and let's see what drawings I have this set on. So, yeah, that's the right set. So we've got some areas it can come down, continue to come down. So, or we're going to build off of this like Ford is doing right now. Just don't know. Anybody have any insight on this crazy market? We don't have any really econ today. I'm thinking that penny stocks are going to move a little bit because we have retailer traders at home not working.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
The critical support is 1130 there. That's that white line I put on the bottom of the chat. It's in my chart.
Oh, look, I'm going to put my chart.
We'll take this right there.
I'm going to put my chart. You did that in chat? Look, you said what was critical support?
1130.
You see my 1131 right here?
Uh-huh.
You see it's red, so that's previous VWAP. Point in, or case in point, not point in case. Point in case. I tell you, it's a point in case. Look at that. So we might just get a reversal right here. You get those in the morning. How about that, Ford?
Yeah.
So we're going to see. This might be a fake out on everybody. And, of course, we got the S&P doing the same thing. And what are we looking like up over here on the MES, or the ES? All righty then. Well, that's this guy. Look at this. Big hammer right now into that 200 period.
Take some profit on stuff.
And you go take some profit on stuff. I'm sitting there looking at stuff is all I'm doing. I'm not trading yet or anything. Actually, I did trade in the pre-market. I got a couple of scalps in the pre-market.
$4 like Cupid's that I opened last week. They're doing well.
What we want to see is what this guy is doing right here. Sober, SOBR. Go ahead.
This is actually a good example. So last week I paid 10 cents per $1 line spread on Q. This morning they're up 6 pennies per contract spread. That's a 60% return. Just holding
You're going to have to teach us how to do that, Sensei.
It's kind of a trip because it's kind of a risky position. I mean, they expire on Wednesday, so I've got to take my profit pretty quick here. As soon as I see Q run out of bear momentum, I'll probably top that off. But it's so far out of the money. Like if it doesn't continue to run down, it'll fade like really quickly. So you've got to be like on point when you go to take your profit on. And 50%, I'm not putting that on. 60%, hell yeah, I'll take it. But I'm looking at momentum on Q, and I'm like, that's it. This isn't over yet.
Right. Alrighty then. Let's see where I am over here. I need to get back into chat futures options. There we go. Nice. That's all right. Hey, man, do your thing. You were explaining to Lance this morning more of your strategy. I wish that I got in earlier, but I missed a little bit of that. All right, so here's what I like about, I'm going to just where I was going for a second. Go ahead.
I tend to drone on about that over and over and over again throughout the day, so it'll come back.
The questions are the questions that folks are asking are outstanding. Let me show you what I see over here real quick. So this is the difference between IMUX right now and SOBER or SOBR. And one of the things I like to see is what SOBR, sober, I'm just going to call it sober. I like this little look right here where we get a push, pullback, push, kind of a pullback here. We hit this little pivot right there, bam, look, goes back to this hammer I drew out earlier. So you hit that area and then it breaks its pre-market high and then continues up. We've got the fanning of our moving averages, my 8, 15, and 20, and we're crossing the 8 and the 15 have now crossed VWAP. And so somebody's really bad out there. Is that you, Devin? Sound like wind. And so,
Are you hearing me?
yes. So
I should have this on push to talk.
okay, somebody's windy. So we got this movement right here. It's all right. It's all good. Just want to let you know. I'm gonna mark that VWAP out right there. All right. So what I was saying is it broke its pre-market high. I like to see it break the pre-market high. I like to see it come back down and then give us an opportunity, if it's going to continue, to give us a look and an opportunity to go long, because we can only go long. Now, IMUX has not broken its pre-market high, and it's actually kind of shied away from it, but it hasn't shied away from it too much, because look at this wick. This goes all the way back to pre-market levels that we had marked out here from earlier today that I marked out, and that hammer wicked right into it. It actually went through the next level. Would have screwed me if I was trying to get in, right? Heard what I was saying earlier, and almost down to the 200. So is he done? No, not necessarily. And what I also like, and I can use this regression tool. Watch how easy this is. Well, it wasn't that easy. And look at that. I got a regression tool. It just drew me a channel. Jeremy, with the middle line, dude, you gotta love it. It's quick. And the thing about technology in this is you got to be quick on it. So that's kind of a long pullback, don't you think, Mr. Jeremy? Well, he's over there closing orders out. Or y'all can't hear me. Or I can't hear anybody. Can anybody hear me? Okay, I just didn't know if I lost everybody. It's like, did I talk them all the way? Good morning or good afternoon. So we get this regression channel. It's cool. So we just kind of keep watching those guys. Let things shake out. 943. Look at this. See if what I want to see him do is I want to see this stock come up above my VWAP. Come back down and test that VWAP and go. That's what I'm looking for. Now let's go get some more levels on him. In the meantime, back at SPY, looks a little sideways at the moment. Yeah, I'm going to let it shake out some more. So we're going to go find some levels. Levels are what we do in price action, right? We look left. Jeremy will continually tell us to look left, look left, Look left. Look at all this left stuff we got. Mm-hmm.
Look left, hobbits. Sorry.
Look left, hobbits. Is that what you just said?
Yeah,
Did you just imitate Gandalf? All right. So look at this.
shall not pass.
You shall not pass. 581. Where are we at now? 513. Look at that. Dang. All right. That's a big candle. We gonna come back to where we were. Found you, big candle. Yeah, we got some levels that can jump. Well, that's a big level right there. You have to stay above this. Is that the next level, really? Are you kidding me? Let's go to a 1 hour chart. See if I can get something else a little bit here. 1 hour, give me a little bit smaller candles. Hour smaller. But maybe give us some more. Give me another target here. Maybe not. Yep, maybe not. Boy, if it crosses above that, if it breaks that 581, I got this there. Come on, hit that for me. And it's got some levels it could go. Not saying it will, but it's got room. It's in this bar right here. This big bar right there. So let's get out of that one and go back to our little 1 minute chart. There we go. Got that descending wedge. See if it breaks through that or if it just goes sideways. Sometimes these big wicks will fake you out, but sometimes they mean I'm not going any further than that. So we will see. A little bit of an E morning star forming there. Meanwhile, back at the SPY, this is indecision, indecision, indecision. And it ain't deciding a thing. All right, there we are in the morning. So, what am I going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I'm going to choose something else like I used to do back in the day. I'm going to go find me a 3 minute opening range. Let's do 15 minutes. There's your 15 minute opening range. Do a channel. I come to the high. Again, this is TOS, and I do like TOS because it gives me a lot of options. It's got its drawbacks, but it's got some good options too. There's a 15-minute opening range right there, and we can see how price is reacting to it right now. If it gets above this right here, we could be bullish. Let's see what our moving averages are doing. Since we've got that fresh in our mind. So right now we have a busy intersection, right? We've got all these moving averages coming together right here. And if the 8 and the 15, the 8 crosses that 20 and the 15 will be in the middle, then that's going to be bullish. But look, penny stock, so it likes to wick to those targets and then pull back. So you got to be a little careful about those things. That's why I like to set my order when I'm trading them. We're going sideways now a little bit here on our fella SOBR, the sober people. I guess they're going to make breathalyzers for marijuana now, I saw. I really hadn't been smoking, officer, really honestly. Your THC level's 0.01, sir.
Yeah, they've been trying to implement that for like the last 3-4 years now.
Yep. And now sober, they SOBR, they're taking over some breathalyzers. I guess they're going to make the new breathalyzers for law enforcement. That's why they've been moving lately. Look at this guy coming above VWAP. Let's see if he retests it. If he retests that VWAP there and starts to move, could have an opportunity to get in on that trade. Okay. Meanwhile, we're going sideways. Let's look at the 5 minute on SPY. Yeah. Now 15 minute, I would normally draw my 15 minute opening range, but this is just one of my many charts for SPY. I actually have others that you don't see right now. I could show them to you, but it'd be a hassle for everybody. I don't want to confuse you. That I don't have as many. This is like my all-time chart right here. I just mark it up all the time. I'll mark it up and then I'll come back and mark up a daily chart. So right now we're just kind of hanging sideways. In the meantime, is there any questions? Because I just chatted on forever.
Nothing from me, buddy.
Nothing from you.
Well, I mean, you'd have questions from me if I were able to look at a chart instead of the road.
Ah, okay. I get it. All righty. You're heading back to Florida?
Yep, should be there in the next couple hours here.
Did y'all
Just
dance?
Jump on and hang out with you guys.
Did you dance a lot?
I did a little dancing, did a little singing, did a little videography, a little.
Wait. You sang? I didn't know you sang.
Oh no.
Get out of town. Karaoke. Yeah. All right. Just curious.
My mom was offered was actually offered a record contract back in like the 70s for folk music, folk singing. My grandma was on Broadway. My family's full of musicians, so yes, sir, I'm able to carry a tune.
It's awesome to know.
I remember some fun times with karaoke back in the day.
I bet you blew everybody away.
Oh, yeah. They didn't. So I used to sing Piano Man, you know, the most popular bar song ever. They didn't let people sing it after it because they're like, nope, that's Devin's song. You know. After I left, they wouldn't let people sing it for a while.
So this guy had rejected those prices right now. So SOBR is kind of like we're just kind of can watch this. The thing about penny stocks, and I say this all the time, and this goes back to when I first got in the bullish bears, and I'd listen to Jeremy, and he'd pull out all these price levels. So I'd go in and I'd mark the price levels that he marked. Look at that! What the heck happened there?
We're gonna nail the flow back slow. That's what's happening. Verified break with measured move to 362 pivot.
Wow! If that breaks the Globex low.
That's the 362 is Globex broke below. 360 is the ultimate target.
Wait.
Here, but
360 is not the low? Not the Globex low?
yeah, the Globex low is 360.10.
Ah, yeah.
362 is a critical pivot. So
Oh.
open down to this verified it's breaking now. The measure move from that goes to 362.
362.17 is what I have as critical support from way back when. And then I think this price level at 362.03 is actually a volume profile that I had previously. I thought I had one from today. So, yeah. So just kind of watch and see if it might flow through. Yep.
I profited 3/4 of my position at.
Ooh, look at that. Son of a gun. Holy cow. That is an STB. It nailed my critical target. Yeah, of course it did. That's because I learned how to do those. Look, that's also a VWAP. Look, that's also a VWAP and a pivot.
And here goes Bitcoin getting ready to tip the same way. So it'll kind of follow SPY here.
Get out. Oh my gosh. Oh, it smoked that pivot. That is a south. We're going south.
Yeah, I am short a couple of Bitcoin.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I wasn't sure. I thought we were going to go south, but I wasn't sure. So we boom, 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 ba boom. So 1, 2, down. Okay. Watch this. Yeah.
Test at 362 for resistance.
You sure will get a pullback on that, won't you? All right, so let's see.
Purple Wolf takes us exactly at that Globex low buy.
Hey, I'm going to leave my chart on, but I'll be right back, okay, guys?
Sure thing.
All right.
So it's a bearish wolf wave. I've been basically taking my wolf waves targets, and I'll put the trend line that I put on the chart, that I draw on the chart, I will make it purple so it stands out.
So I just started calling it the Purple Wolf. But the Wolf Wave is kind of a really simple tool to draw a trend line from a trend reversal. And essentially, if it is a bearish wolf wave, you take the previous highest high within whatever time frame you're looking at and mark that position as the first point of your line, and then you go to the second low after that first high, and you have your line intersect that second low in a downward slope from the previous high down to the second low, and draw it out for a few days. And oftentimes price will tend to trend and follow that line. You can see it on my little picture.
All righty, there we go.
That's the Purple Wolf.
That is.
Target right down there at 360.
Oh yeah, if it hits that 360, and Ford is looking like it, then let's see. Let's go look at SPY. What do we got going over here? We got another big hammer. What did you do while I was away?
Shorted everything, so I manipulated the market, and now it's like.
Now it's all bears. Okay, good. So I like my measured move. I learned this again. I say Sig's name a lot, and Jeremy's name, and Scott, who pops in and says hi and then doesn't say anything else. I'm not going to say anything about that.
This morning?
He said hi yesterday on the
Oh, wow.
in the chat on penny stocks.
Okay.
So one of the ways I can make
Scott, shoot.
Yeah, one of the ways I mark a measured move is like that, and look, it's already blown through it.
Nice.
See that?
There's, I posted the 2-hour chart in the chat there. There's the perfect example.
I have the seasons are changing and the sunlight's coming in a different way. This is weird. Okay, so I gotta adjust it. Look at that. Okay, so this looks like a pullback, and 362. Look where we can go. All right, that is it. That is it. Back to that low, that 361.61. I'm not sure exactly what that is. All right, let's go back over here. Meanwhile, big old turd. That's a red candle. Sorry, STB. Somebody heard me say STB. Never mind, I'm not going to say what they said. I ain't going to do it. None, no. All right, so now we seem to be slow. Yeah, that's good. Pullback, hits that 8. This is where we get that opposite we talk about. Wow, and that 200's coming across the 20 there. So this is bearish. This is bearish. That's very bearish, I might say. Bear. Here comes the bears.
Right at that 362. If that closes, that doji there on a 5-minute chart. Doom and gloom will ensue.
Oh, yes, it will ensue. You know what? You're not kind of doing anything. You're very low. Actually, that's not low volume, considering. That's 130,000, 150,000 on that. That's not low volume. That's not low volume either. I think it's because we got traders at home. I'm going to change something out. I'm going to change Ford out just for a second.
Have you guys been checking out that Netflix show, Eat the Rich?
No.
Yes.
Actually, kind of neat.
Yep, it's really good.
Gives me some ideas.
Eat the Rich gives you ideas.
Everybody's been short Robin Hood there because of this. Did away with the buy button on AMC there.
Mm-hmm.
All of these retail right on its idea, and then it declines. It's open.
Oh, it's a 0 day there.
If at least 10% of those people who bailed out on trading learned how to sell options, think how much profit those people just sold the options. It would be dancing. There would be no loss.
That's them selling their real trading against their position, their original position, right?
Run it until to the moon. So
Oof.
yeah, it's rough.
Okay.
10% of the people just rent it from here, they wouldn't give a damn. They wouldn't care.
For life, they would have been grinning from ear to ear.
Pretty much.
There's a lot to look at here.
I would love nothing less than to teach retail trading
Dang it. Look at that.
just because of that.
All right. Here you go.
So wouldn't it be ironic if a lot of retail traders got into being able to wheel trade the Robinhood idea? Wheel trade Robinhood stock on Robinhood. The irony there would be that if that took off on Reddit, like if I got out there and really put it out there, hey guys, let me show you how to make money and not do scam.
Shh, look at that. This is Nanos, by the way.
Oh, yes.
That's Nanos. Nanos. This is Nanos options right here. That's part of the SPX. Devin, we can hear everything. Devin.
Nice.
Devin. He's stretching. Yeah, okay. All right.
Sit in its car
All right, so look at Nanos and SPY. Okay, they're both part of the SPX. This thing's already moved here a few dollars. Now Nanos is again, this is the options, nano options. So the multiplier is 1. So let's say, for example, right now, if you want it to be in the money at a put, you'd pay $2.22. Now the spread is huge, okay? And so you'd have to get in on the mid, but you know, if you had done that this morning when we had this evening star, 365, you know, that's a $3 move. It's unusual how it moves, and that's why I'm going to look at it and study it later on. But for beginning options traders, this might be the way to go. So we're going to look at it because you're gonna mitigate your loss to just pennies. So we're looking at it. And if you're out there like Victoria, if you're out there, you got to find Nanos, and you're going to have to research and see who would let you trade that in the UK. Webull right now is the only one I find. Hang on a second, guys. Webull is the only one I find right now that trades Nanos. My white wolf is outside, and he sees something, and he scratched the fence, and these huskies can dig a hole in like 10 seconds, and it's like 3 feet deep. I've never seen anything like it before. They call them weapons of grass destruction. That's what they call their paws. It blows my mind. And when he just pulled at a fence, I'm like, what are you doing? You hadn't dig a hole in like a year. Okay, so that's the Nanos there. And another way, 1 minute bearish engulfing right here on SPY and Q. So one other thing I'm going to throw out to everybody who is learning how to trade options and wants to learn price action. Let's go look at Ford real quick. 10:03. How long are we going to do this before we go into our cubby hole, Mr. Jeremy?
Boy, that's looking like one hell of a bear flag on the side.
On this?
On Ford.
Oh yeah,
Is that what you're looking at?
yeah. I'm looking at Ford. But here's the thing, Devin, can you hear us? He can't hear us. Yeah.
Yeah, I can just right click his name and mute it.
Let me go figure it out.
Mess with the broadcast.
Yeah.
I'll alert you when he starts like that. I think he's just pulling in the drop.
I muted him. Okay. So let's go to Ford and let's look at the potential that Ford has for us. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Is he talking again? So
It was.
just let me know. Can you unmute him? Okay, can you do it? So, where I was. So we're learning price action, and we want to learn how to trade options. Well, one of the things you can do is we can take forward right here. So I know it's a messy chart right now, and we can just learn how to follow it in price action, and rather than trading an entire option contract, just trade a share and work on our price action by trading one share at a time. And then as we get our price action down and we get more confident in trading that price action one share at a time and following price, well, then you can come back and you can trade that option because now you've got confidence in your price action, and it takes a little while to learn price action. This is not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a couple of months unless you're really, really fast and really, really smart and you got a lot of time to dedicate to learning price action. It's not going to happen quick. It's going to take a while, but if you take the proper steps, trading small, learning price action, and then you can come into your options if you're not there already. And then you could start trading options at the money, and do a lot better than if you just jump in and you start, trying to follow some traders who are already trading and have experience, and you get caught up in some things and hurt yourself. Does any of that make sense? Because I got a little distracted. Did I get muted?
Oh no,
No.
I was just yapping at Devin on the other line.
Okay, I'm unmuting them now.
He's
There you are, Devin. Sorry, you had to go to timeout. So is that making sense? You got that? We got to get some price action traders going. Okay. And let's see. And sober. Sobering. It's sobering. That's almost a double bottom, though. So this guy, IMUX, you just kind of not doing anything. So let's do this. Let me scroll through and cycle through some stocks. We are really sideways now. And I was expecting this today, really. We had that big move. I bet you enticed a lot of people to jump in. And some folks probably jumped in because we've probably got retail traders at home today. Are y'all hearing any of that dog in the background or anything?
No.
Good, good, good. Let's see, make sure that I got my... Yeah, okay. I had an auxiliary mic on last week, so it might have sounded like I was in an echo.
Can I ask a quick question, guys? About nano.
Please ask a question because I'm talking a lot.
So it's the nano cryptocurrency exchanges that I'm looking to get into, isn't it? So, will something like XNO be something that you'd be looking at?
Say it again. Did you say XMO?
X-ray November Oscar. Would that be one of the ticker symbols that you'd be looking at? Because if we're looking at nano crypto exchanges, aren't we?
no nano. Well, I'm looking at nano crypto for teaching price action, but we're also looking at nano index options, like the SPX, stuff like that.
So it's just nano in general. So like nano for cryptocurrency, nano for the S&P, things like that. Yeah.
Right. And now the nano the nano for SPY is this ticker right here. That's it. NANOS. And apparently they are the only ones that have nano options. And I've only found so far Webull, and we can ask Ricardo if Interactive Brokers does that. I think I messaged him about that the other day. I don't know if Interactive Brokers has it. So far, like I said, I've only found Webull. And there we go. There's an STB right there. Boom, boom, boom. So,
SOPR, it's just about nailed as the percent tracement.
bam. Yeah, I saw this almost look like a double bottom to me at one point. And also it hit the 311, which is previous VWAP. Actually, it was the pre-market VWAP right here. See that? Boom.
Yep.
And it's in that level, that zone I had marked out prior to that as well. So yeah, keep your eye on that.
It can pop here, or it can break down continuing to 295, which would be the actual full-on 50%.
Yeah, look at it.
Pretty much complete as far as if you compare it to a rising trend. It's right on that money. So
Yeah, because
quick snap and gets it.
here's your peaks. Hi.
I think Interactive Brokers will let me do it. So I opened up a demo account with them. This gonna open up a proper account with them.
They'll let you do nanos.
NOS. It's an S&P index option.
Yeah. Now you got to look at that. We're going to look at that in a little. We're going to look at that a little closer in a little while because it's got some. It's got a spread, but yes, that's great because then instead of paying $300 and something, you only pay $3, and then you're.
I need to get my laptop set up. I've got it on my desktop at the moment, and I can't run two machines at once, and my other one's disconnected from the network. But as soon as I've got it up and running, I'll try and open up a proper account today.
Excellent. There you go. All right. So we're going to watch sober here. Let's be sober. And I lost something over here. In the meantime, this guy, I mean, you've got showed potential.
Watch forward too. It's sitting right at that pivot.
1131, 1130. Here's that previous VWAP. Here's this VWAP here. Look, this clear pivot. VWAP down below there.
That control bar is one big bar. It goes right to 90. That control bar can be found on the weekly chart of January 22nd.
Now here's what I like to look for on these penny stocks, and really just about anything. I like these descending channels. Jeremy, did you see my little regression tool that does this for me? Watch. And I got a middle line. Weeble's all right. The thing I like about TOS is once you click on that drawing tool, you can use it anytime you want. I mean, you boom, 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 boom. Others like
Use that one on TradingView.
yeah, the regression tool, it's like instant channel. You know, if you're trying to do this stuff quick, and you're not the fastest at it, man, that stuff comes in handy. And so, boom, we get this regression channel. And what I like to see is, I'm going to bring it up again. See, I like to see that descending channel like that. And I like to see it hit a spot and give me that seismic jolt in there. Now, if I go to a 2-minute, I'm used to seeing on the 2-minute, but I'm developing my eye. There it is. So this potentially could be where it reverses. And that's where we want to keep an eye on it right now because we're at the end of a descending channel or a descending wedge. It's a channel. And this is where we would want to see, it's a big one right there, but we'd want to see price bounce back up. So give it a little look-see and see if that's what's going to happen. That's for me, ascending and descending channels are the best places to look for candlestick formations that give you an idea that it's going to reverse. I call some of these the elephant foot. We're going to see. It gives us that seismic jolt. At the top of a channel, if we get like an evening star. But there are other patterns that develop as well. A morning star at the bottom. And those will give us an indication of, hey, price is going to change direction. It's going to do something here. Got a double bottom here with these two hammers on this line, which is a pivot. Price above this actually makes it more bullish. So we're going to see. And also, this is a zigzag indicator I use. I have it customized. I put my settings in, I customize it, made it my default. So I don't have too many pivots. But that's what these are. These red lines, white line, purple line, and, this is a different one. But these red lines and the white line and the purple line are part of that pivot indicator or the zigzag indicator. The coloring of these candles, which at the end of the day gives us all of our pivots that you can go back and research and look for. But yeah, I'm looking for this thing to get above that 10. If it doesn't, it comes back down, then it's just faking us out, and then we'll get another wave of that bear flag. Sideways on silver. And what I was going to do, as we're continuing over here to be somewhat sideways, again, we could be that whole day like that now with this weirdness. We could get a breakout in the afternoon. 10:15. So I was going to cycle through some penny stocks is what I was going to do.
Ford just smoked at 11:30.
There's Ape.
I put the dope up on the chat there.
Oh, you put the dope up on the chat. This is Ape. This is that new meme stock, basically created by AMC, right?
Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah.
That strangle that I showed you on Friday, that would have worked for Ford, no?
Yeah, I think so. I was not expecting it to break today. That was very interesting.
Yeah, it broke down very, very much.
Ape, does Ape have much?
Great to happen later in the week, but it just, man, it has to be right down to the floor.
Jeez,
Totally not expecting that.
that's a big descending wedge.
I just got to share. These strangles are great because I'm in TQQ and I discipline myself. I say keep your call until it breaks 1886, right? Literally going right down. It just gave me a big FU candle. I kept it going, so it's keeping me from losing potential money. So those strangles are really good. And how did you hear about the nanos? I have 2 accounts. I just put my first trade on those nanos on Stone. Where did you hear about this?
I was flipping around my phone one day, sitting on the couch, or in the bed one night, and thinking, if they have nanos this, I wonder if they got like small options. And I did something, I put in like micro options or something, and it popped up nanos. And I started researching it about over a week ago. And at first when I heard about them, I sent it to Jeremy, and then over the weekend I had a few more minutes, and I spent a little time studying it, and found out that they just came out this year, and that they've intended to teach beginners how to trade options. So it's like, yeah, I like it.
What I don't understand, it's supposed to be just an S&P 500, but it's not following the S&P. It's not following the SPY like to a T. I mean, it's
No, none of them ever follow to the T. It's pretty close though, right now. But it'll follow the S&P. I guess they got to be able to steal your pennies.
yeah. Also, there's no extended hours, so that might screw up how ticket. I mean, candle to candle to candle.
Correct. There are no extended hours on it, so it does trade different. And if you notice, the spread's big. It's a huge spread. It's like 17 to 20 cents spread. So, but you can, yeah, at those numbers, it's fine. You can get in at the mid. And if it has a few dollar move, which you can get with it, then like I said, they don't allow you to trade it on TOS, but I can track it, I can chart it. So yeah, I think it's just again, I'm going to look at it a little bit closer, and see if it's I think it'd be a great way to learn how to trade in and or at the money.
Do you think that Webull has any plans for futures?
Probably. Yeah, Webull just kind of freaks me out when I found out they're a Chinese company. That freaked me out a little bit. All right, so what I would do normally at a time like this is what I'm doing right now is I would go, and when things are kind of going sideways, I'm going to go and cycle through some stocks. Like we have Ape here. I'm not too ape about Ape, but it's got movement and looks like it's going sideways right now. But I have a scanner, a momentum scanner, and I need to just make sure I can put scanners in the chat and just our members get it right. Jeremy? Okay. I'll put these scanners in penny stock. Please, somebody remind me, because I can forget sometimes. So I'm just going to scroll through and look for things that may be moving. I still want to see stuff moving in the pre-market just because it's popped up here. Now, everybody has their rules and everybody has their strategies. And one of the things for mine, one of my rules is and strategies is I like to see pre-market movement. I like to see it break its high like this did here. You know, sober may be something to come watch a little bit later on today. I don't like it when it's flat like that and then it just pops up like that. That's just not something I'm looking for. Speaking of the FU candle, we have finger here, Lance. Finger motion. I love it. Finger motion. What a name for a company. We have finger motion, and finger motions now. It's had some movement. We looked at it some, I think, last week. We get some levels on it anywhere? Maybe not. So it's got some movement going on. But, you know, penny stocks are very wicky. But then again, look at SPY over here. It looks very wicky, too. So it's just that the thing about penny stocks is like this look here on SOBR. When I see that look in a pre-market, then that tells me this guy is worth following. That's it. And you're going to get this look in a penny stock in the pre-market because it's a gap. It's a gapper. That's basically what these things are doing. They're gapping up from some dead place that they've been before for a while. And when that pre-market moves like that, it gives you, I've said this before, it's almost like you don't need to go anywhere else for levels. Almost like you don't have to go anywhere else for levels because I just marked these levels right here, the shadows mainly, the shadow boxes I call them. I marked them from pre-market, and you can see prices, you know, moved in this one already. It bounced off of this one here, and we're coming back down. Now I went and got those VWAPs from other places. This one I got as a pre-market VWAP, that red line there. But that's what I like to find in a penny stock. Some pre-market movement gives it what I call character. So, you know, the market has changed considerably since the end of the pandemic. And I'll just scroll through. That looks like crap. See, I don't like that. And somebody can go chase it, but I don't like it. I don't like that one either. Nor that one. Go back up. I look for the character that we see here in SOBR. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that pre-market move. And if I don't see it, then it's not, to me, it's just not really worth even looking at. This guy can come over here and kind of sink for a little while. And it doesn't matter because we've got some levels on him, and I'll watch him. Like I said, I was scrolling through some of my journal yesterday that I have in the Discord, and I was going, oh yeah, look at that. I was kind of going back to my penny stock days, and I was remembering, yeah, I would trade those levels that I draw it. I would find those boxes and I would wait for price to get down. It's the double bottom right here. I would wait for prices, or potential double bottom, for price to get in those levels. I'd take my entry. Take my entry and I'd set my stop loss, you know, a couple of pennies below where I was getting in, like in this box here. See, it hit that 311, and then I'd go long. And what I mean by that is, going long is bullish. I would swing it in the middle of the day. Here, you're scalping it. Jeremy was like the machine. But me, I couldn't do that. So I would wait once I realized that I had decent technical analysis and that I could find these zones. I'd get there and I'd go long, and I would be trading, 100, 300, 500,000 shares if it had the volume. And, in 300 shares, I could make a nice return and mitigate my loss because I'd have my stop tight. but I had my stop tight because I, if my analysis were correct, then I'm going to get profit. If I was off, I get stopped out pretty quick. And another thing I would do is I dip my toe in the water with just a few shares, and then if I saw it pass my level up here, or I saw it pass, that it was continue to stay bullish, well then I'd take a bigger entry. I'd come back and do 90 shares. Now I got 100 instead of just 10, and I would set my stop loss back at my original entry price, which could be deep for some people. But I was confident in my analysis and what I saw that this thing was gonna pop back up at least to VWAP. So if I took an entry around here at 322 and I went to the regular VWAP, that's 22 cents. Now you do that on 1,000 shares, that's $220 if it has the volume. I'm not saying do that, but that's what I like about penny stocks. And then you're learning price action, you're learning about your moving averages and your VWAP, all for all while mitigating your risk. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we got some quiet folks over here today. Ah,
Down at about 19,
you did
19,120.
you did that on the nano, on the micro Bitcoin, the little. Listen, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad you found that one because that's really cool. That's better than paper trading.
I've been scalping that all morning, dude.
Oh yeah, I've been scalping it all morning.
So far, I'm up like $4.90. But hey, that's one contract at a time, just for practice.
Just for practice, right?
If I was to do size on that, I wouldn't bother doing it. This is just mainly for I want to get the rhythm down on before I start to the price action of it. And if I was to do it for income, I'd go into like the Bitcoin micro instead of the Bitcoin nano. So it'd be more like I would have made $500 now rather than
Right. What's the micro? What's its
micro, it's $25 is your day margin, and it moves every $5 Bitcoin moves, your contract will move 5 cents. So it's very, very minimal.
All right, but the mini you were talking about, the mini would be better. Got a little push right now. See if we get 3650 there.
If I wanted to do size,
Is there? Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. What the heck is going on there?
Market's trying to follow it. What's going on here?
I just was checking. We got the only thing I see is something about the Russians, the crap that's going over there in the Ukraine. I just can't believe we're dealing with this stuff again. It's almost like we were like 100 years ago. And so what is it? History repeats. It doesn't always repeat itself, but it rhymes.
That seems to be.
I mean, when I look at these guys and some of the things, my goodness. We have Napoleon. We have Napoleon's death mask in New Orleans.
Really?
Mm-hmm. One of three deaths. I think one of three, might be five, but there's like more than one, and we have one of them in New Orleans, and it's amazing when you see, because you get to see kind of like what his facial features were like. And then we got Putin, and he's short, and he's crazy and weird, and yeah, Truman had it too, by the way, big time. Truman's probably the reason we caused the Russians to be like they are. Really, because he screwed them over after World War II. And yeah. So anyway, but when you look at it, it's like, oh my gosh, it looks like we're dealing with the same thing again. That Napoleon would have been 200 years ago. Yeah, I know a little bit about that because we still live under Napoleonic Code in New Orleans. Did you know that? We have Napoleonic Code. It's absolutely crazy. And it supersedes some U.S. laws. Probably at some point. Yeah. in this crazy market.
Guys, right, these nano contracts, they need to be commission free.
Ideally, yes, because if you're only making pennies, you don't want to have to pay dollars.
Well, yeah, the commissions that I've got are 11 cents on a trade. So would that be? That's still terrible.
That's not terrible. Yeah, as long as you're going long with them. In other words, if we go long with that contract. Sorry, Jeremy. Go ahead.
Well,
What?
I was just going to mention with the Bitcoin Nano on TradeObey, round trip was actually 21 cents.
Oh, that's what the round trip commission, you mean? Yeah.
On one contract.
There we are, then.
Yeah.
So expecting to have zero commission on these, even penny stock trading or nano trading, that's quite unrealistic, really, because you do have to pay a few pennies on the trade, yeah?
Right.
Okay, cool.
But if yeah,
I'll keep investigating interactive brokers then, because it's 11 cents to put the nano contract on. Do you think that's reasonable?
is that for the option contract?
Yeah, the nano, so that's NANOS.
Yes, that sounds reasonable. The thing you just have to make sure is that and, I mean, you're going to lose pennies if it's pennies, right? It's better than losing dollars.
Well, I get you.
Yeah,
I'm doing this just to learn price action more than anything.
absolutely. Learn price action and beginning options. That's what we see. I'm so glad that you can trade them. That's really good news.
Yeah, I'm just trying to set everything up so that I'm compatible with the learning path that you guys are going to take us down. So I'm gonna be quiet. I'm in the background doing things. Okay?
All right, sounds great, and we're going to keep pushing stuff out. So, SPY moving. My goodness, look at that. Yeah, right there at the 200 period, right there. All right. Well, look, I'm going to end the YouTube stream if that's okay, and we're going to go hang out in Discord with our members. And we want to invite everybody to join Bullish Bears. We got a lot of exciting things going on. What? Well, I mean, look, we're sitting here giving you targets, and the stuff's hitting it, right? We're talking about how to trade options and how to learn how to trade options. We're teaching price action. Price action is king from where I sit, and we've got all sorts of ways to do that. So we want to invite you to click like, subscribe, and whatever else you got to do down there. Say comment, say hi, come join us. Ring that bell. Join us over at Bullish Bears. And I'm going to end the stream. Hey, Devin, welcome back. And we will say goodbye, everybody. See you tomorrow morning.